You know, as the anticipation for Diablo 3 grows each and every day, there are so many people that are getting Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction. Usually they get the battle chest if you want the best bang for the buck, which comes with everything. It comes with the original Diablo, Diablo 2, and Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction, which is the expansion disc. This is just one of the many that I have. It's the gold and black disc. And the question that I get the most is that, you know, I finally got this game, and I never really wanted to play until I saw your videos, and it looks like a very fun game. Well, it is. And I wanted to get back to the basics and show everybody how to get started, because that's been the biggest question of the month, is how to actually get started playing Diablo 2, what character to start off with, and should I go Battle.net, should I go single player, this, that, and the other. Well, talking with GunToad and a few other people here in the recent past, I got to thinking about it, and I really do believe it is a good idea for everybody to have a single-player account just to get their feet wet on playing this game. Because even though to a lot of people these days it's just a no-brainer on how to play, there are so many hundreds and thousands of people that have never played Diablo 2 that want to play it, watching my videos and people that make videos like mine. And so that's what I wanted to do, is get back to the basics, make a starter guide, and show you exactly what you can do. Now, I may skip over a couple of things that I might mention in the Fraps video footage that I'm about to show you. And that's another thing. A lot of people have been asking me and sending me emails here recently, why don't I use Fraps? Why don't I Fraps? Why don't I Fraps? And I have been Frapsing. I don't know what videos or what you're watching of me, but I have been using it. And I'm going to use it in this one. The main reason why I haven't used it in the past is, I've explained this in so many videos. The original copy I had a corrupt file, had to get rid of it, the audio wasn't working properly, and the audio still glitches out sometimes. But I think I've resolved that issue here in the recent past, and we are using Fraps, alright, for your viewing enjoyment. So, without further avail, let's get into a starter guide and show you exactly what you can do just to get going on playing Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction. Then in a later video, I'll actually show you a little bit more on the skills, show you how to get your feet wet in playing Battle.net, and what to look out for, what to do, what not to do as far as playing on Battle.net, and to hopefully, I think in video number 2, which this is not going to cooperate now, I'll even get into using the keyboard here as an example of some of the hotkeys that you'll be using, and some of the ones that if you wanted to actually remove so you don't mess around and hit it and go back to Windows, because I always do that. Even now I still hit the Windows button and don't mean to. So anyway, let's get going with this video. Okay, so let's do an audio check here, and if this works out I'll just continue to use this clip. But whenever you actually load the disk and you go through all the Blizzard this, Blizzard that, and you get to this screen right here, just whenever you get started going, I would suggest going to single player and picking out a character. Now, for instance sake, we're going to go with this Necromancer right here and just name him whatever. But actually, you know what? I know what I'm going to name him. We're just going to name him Dude. Alright? We can name him Dude, and you can either go expansion or hardcore, playing single, and then click on OK. And then you're going to come to the Rogue Encampment, and this is where everybody starts to have questions. Now, in this particular mode, the first thing you need to learn how to do is to use the keys to see what's going on. If you hit your tab key, it'll bring up the mini-map here, which the Rogue Encampment, or whatever area you're in, is going to light up the mini-map where people are. Charcy the armor, Geet over here, little gambler dude, you got Kasha over here, or Kashaya, or whatever her name is, and then over here as you get closer you got Akara, which is the priestess of this area. Okay, and they'll have little exclamation points over their heads to let you know what's going on, and let's see if we can hear what he says.
Stranger, I'm not surprised to see your kind here. Many adventurers have traveled this way.
Alright, so anyway, there you go. And then you just talk to these people, and this over here, by the way, see where it says Rogue Encampment Waypoint? That's like a free, I don't know, you could be out in the wilderness, and as long as you see one of these, you want to be sure and get those waypoints, because as you'll notice, you got like in Act 1, there's a Cold Plain, Stony Field, Darkwood, Black Marsh, Outer Cloister, Jail Level 1, Inner Cloister, and then Catacombs Level 2. Now, whenever you do a rush, and we'll get into that in a way later video, but these are the ones that you'll be picking up. And the most important ones right now are going to be Stony Field, Darkwood, and the Catacombs Level 2. Now, you'll automatically probably get the Cold Plains, but that's, like I said, in a later video, we'll go over that. Now, anybody with an exclamation point, go and talk to them. Listen to what they have to say.
High Priestess of the Sisterhood of the Sightless Eye. I welcome you, traveler.
And then they go blah, 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 tell you what they want to do. And then right down here, you'll notice, where you see my cursor, it says Quest Log. Now, to make it simple, Blizzard just did this. Just hit the letter Q, and it'll pop up your Quest Log. And then you can click on it. If it's darkened out after you do the quest, it'll be just like you see it now, or it'll say quest completed. Now, our first quest in this one says look for the den in the wilderness outside the rogue camp. Alright? Now, I'm going to stop it here, splice it in, and go out, kill a couple of things so I can show you how to use your skill points. Alright? Okay, so here we are right outside the rogue encampment. And as you'll notice right down here, you have your skills. And on this side, you have attack. Now, later on, once you acquire different skills, you can actually assign this to your left click. This is your left click. This one's your right click. This is your health. This is your mana, or life, as it's stated in here. And right down here are different options to where you can either go to your character to see the stats, which this dude is a level 1 nothing. And it gives you your strength, dexterity, vitality, and all that. You can hit the space bar just to close it out. The next one's your inventory. The next one is your skill tree, which he has nothing to choose from. So you have to level up. And speaking of which, this little bar right here is your experience bar. Okay? As you can see, right now it's experience 0. And in order to level, you got to get 500 experience points. Alright? Now, you got your auto map and your message log, which that's if you're talking to someone or they're on your friends list, if you're on Battle.net or in the game with someone, if you're using Hamachi or something like that. You got your quest log, and you have the game menu. Now you can go into your options, and one of the things before I go any further is that in order to play this in the best resolution, I would suggest going 800 by 600, and this is in your options. Matter of fact, let me go back to that. You can hit escape and get to this also. Go to options, go to video options, and you can go lighting quality high. This is just how I have mine set up. The main one though is the 800 by 600 video. Okay, set yours to that, or you're going to be like in a little bitty square and you're not going to be able to see jack. All right, that just actually, you know, opens up your peripheral and your overall 360 view. All right. And you can also go to sound options. That's another one where you can turn the music all the way down. And you don't really have to have the music off. Just have mine turned off because in a later video, whenever we go to actual Battle.net, you can actually hit Control-Alt-M and turn the music off and on. Alright, so there you go. Now, in order to gain experience points, you just follow the road to begin with and just start attacking these guys. See, and at first it's easy, alright? But as you go and the higher level you get and everything, it's going to get harder and harder just like any other game. Alright? So we're just going to follow the road here, try to find, and I'm always hitting my tab, and now you come to a split the road. Now, usually when it goes straight, that's going to go to the next level. When it turns off, depending on where you go, see this right here? It's right here in the fort. Now this is your first quest. This is the Den of Evil. This is where they wanted you to go, right? It says, look for the Den of Evil in the wilderness. Alright, so there you go. To get started, go find the den. Here's the den that's out here in the wilderness.
Within this place.
And just start killing stuff. Just be careful. Now. Alright, I'm just getting jacked up by all these guys because I'm like a level 1 nothing. I need to go back out here and fight stuff. But anyway, let me see if I can get me a level right quick. Shouldn't take too long. Alright, so as we get going in this starter build and this guide in getting your feet wet playing Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction, I'm going to stop part 1 right here so that we can get every bit of it in each episode, because I'm going to get these posted up for you probably tonight, because there's so many people that I know that send me these messages that say that they just got the game and they want to get started playing. And hopefully this guide will help you a ton as far as understanding what to do, how to do it, what keys to use, and just whatever. Alright? So on to part 2, and then we'll get into the keyboard usage, the mouse usage, and all the questions that everybody have. Alright? Stay tuned for part 2.